got the 4 points already. Redondo with 2. I think this race is too short for him, and Canadian Award got beat 13 lengths. If Steady Power wins today, all he has to do is show up in BC, and he's made the $50,000 bonus.
Just get the money. What about the morning line now? Is it much different, do you think?
Well, based on those big wins, he's even money favorite. Irish Bear was forgiven for that defeat at the Edmonton race as the favorite. He's 5-2. Order of Excellence at 4-1, which strikes me off the top as a little heavy. I think he's a better horse than that. Redondo, they're holding at 5-1. I myself don't consider him a very good gamble. I think Steady Power, Irish Bear, Order of Excellence, that's where the race will be. The rest of them are all long shots.
Steady Power is the horse that everyone is looking at, no question about that. Order of Excellence is the horse that may do the upsetting, but Steady Power looks so healthy, has been running well, working well all week.
This horse is very much like Steady Effort, who we saw seem to get stronger as the series progressed, and Roger Edfield said this horse is coming up to this race better than he's ever been. Look at him there. He's poised. He's ready to run. He's kind of fighting. They're putting on a tongue tie right now, and he's ready.
Good-looking horse. Order of Excellence has just come into this part of the country for the first time. Some say he's going to take the money and run.
Well, this horse has been a sleeper all his life. He sold in a yearling sale for $2,500 because he had crooked legs and he was tiny. He's grown up now, and he's poised. Look at the attention he's giving there. He's not fighting the handler. His ears are alert. He's very much ready to run. And this horse will fool you because he has a very funny stride. He doesn't look like a great horse, but he can run.
Okay, Chris Cuthbert is with us once again. Nice to have him. Chris is down in the paddock, so let's join him there.
Thank you, Ernie, and good afternoon. An absolutely beautiful Indian summer day here in Calgary for the 57th running of the Alberta Derby. As you mentioned, most of the attention in the paddock going to the favorites, Irish Bear, Steady Power, and Order of Excellence. But don't forget the Alberta horses. Remember, 3 weeks ago in the Canadian Derby, Redondo finished second, and third place went to Canadian Award. And Don Getty's horse is also entered here today. Avereux didn't fare well at the Canadian Derby, but the mile and an eighth may be more to his liking this afternoon. We'll have more from Stampede Park in Calgary coming up after this.
Steady Power, and he's breezed in the last 2 outings. An easy victory in the Manitoba Derby and a carbon copy in the Canadian Derby in Edmonton in that series opener. Now, everyone expected some sort of a challenge in Edmonton, but it just didn't materialize for him.
Ernie, I like the way he looks. He's in good flesh and very alert.
Order of Excellence is number 2 and new to the West, but he's raced against top horses in Ontario, did very well. He's finished in the money against Steady Power and a Fleet. Not bad for a $2,500 horse.
Now, you can notice his stiff way of walking, and he gallops stiff, and he has fooled people. When you see him, you say, gee, that horse must not be sound, but he gets the job done.
No question about that. The number 3 horse is Irish Bear. Very disappointed, and the people behind him were disappointed, too, with a poor 6th in the Canadian Derby, but that wasn't the real Irish Bear. He got caught up in that hot pace and just didn't work out. Irish Bear has raced against the best, so many think that this is redemption time for the Long Acres champion.
I like this horse a lot at Edmonton, and I still like him.
Solaration is a local entry, winless in 8 starts this year. This was a surprise entry by the owner, Elijah Bourne. Solaration has just returned from the Saskatchewan Derby. He was 5th there, but maybe the home surroundings here will improve things just for him. We'll see. The number 5 horse is Canadian Award, 3rd in the Canadian Derby, and it's also a local horse and has a very good record. 6 wins in 11 starts this year, and it rates consideration. Now, he's had 4 wins in the last 7 starts and 3/3. Now, that is a performer. Avereux is number 6, and he's the pride of the DG stable in Edmonton, owned by Premier Don Getty. Avereux finished 9th and last in the Canadian Derby, but the stable feels he can do better, so we'll see about that. The number 7 horse on the outside, Redondo, is an interesting horse, raced in New York, Florida, and Washington, and purchased by Tom White to race out of Edmonton. In 2 races at Northland since the purchase, Redondo took 2nd in the Derby Prep and then 2nd to Steady Power in the Canadian Derby. That could be a surprise horse. Now, this horse is called, or this course, I should say, is called a bull ring. Let's look at it and see where they'll be running today.
Ernie, they'll start up at the chute there, up by the backstretch, and the start, you run past the little area where it's not protected by the rail. The horses will have a tendency to drift down. With the 3 horses drawn 1, 2, 3 off the rail, there'll be a little byplay for position. I expect Irish Bear to make his move quickly. Now, when you turn for home, you have a very short stretch here, so anybody who's not within 2 or 3 lengths of the lead at the stretch turn won't win it, I don't think.
Okay, the total purse is $75,000. First place, $47,250, and then you can see second and third. There's also a Breeders' Cup bonus of $25,000. The winner gets $13,500. Second, $67,50. Only 2 horses are eligible for that money, so it's actually a pretty good purse. Now there's Steady Power, and as you can see, 9 starts, 5 wins, looking very, very strong. No question about that.
I like a horse who can win more than half of his races, Ernie, and he's moving in very fluid stride. He should run very well today. And as we said, the race does kind of boil down to the 1, 2, and the 3 horses, Ernie, and we took a look at the favorites earlier in the week.
Here are the favorites then.
Steady Power was not the favorite in Winnipeg or at Edmonton, but his 2 easy victories in the Western Derbies had handicappers wondering why. Roger Attfield has continued to work this horse hard, and he's taking all the work in top stride. 7 furlongs in 1:27 and 2, and Roger Attfield has been very satisfied with the progress of Steady Power since coming to Calgary.
Steady Power won the Manitoba Derby and the Canadian Derby. He's done exceptionally well since both those races. He's come in here, looks really well. He's put some poundage on since his last race, and I think he's going to run another super race.
Hard racing takes its toll on a thoroughbred legs. The daily routine for Steady Power, a trip to the ice bucket. Irish Bear was the favorite at Edmonton, but he did little more than prove the old racing wisdom that pace indeed does make the race. Watch this as he's driven from the outside in the green and yellow silks to hook up with Revy Dew, running extremely fast 6 furlongs, and he paid the price later, dropping out of the pack as Steady Power and Richard Dos Ramos cruised to an easy victory. Jim Penny considered not running Irish Bear, but he bounced back so well that Penny decided to go ahead and take a chance. Order of Excellence, the underdog, a $2,500 yearling bought by trainer Alex Clarkson, who's one of the top exercise riders in the Ontario circuit. He proved his mettle at Woodbine, a 1 1/8 victory in the semifinal stakes, a distance that Clarkson thinks is ideal for the Alberta Derby. He's had a good workout at Stampede, 5 furlongs to get some speed that Clarkson thinks he'll need to put pressure on Irish Bear.
I think Irish Bear will run a bit better race this time because he won't go so fast early. But our horse is in good shape, and he'll keep them all honest. I'm very sure of that.
Part owner Patty Barr handles the barn chores for the dream come true horse who has won over $155,000.
Ron Brock is the trainer of Redondo. Redondo's been bothered by sore shins. Ron, you were telling me modern technology being used to help ease the pain.
Well, we've diagnosed that it's where the points are that are really sore in the shin, and we're using a laser beam to numb the shin, and hopefully it'll work today, and this horse will get a little closer to the pace and make a big kick and catch them all today.
One thing I know for sure, if your horse wins today, you'll have the victory cigar here.
That's right. I'll have a big cigar. Thank you, Chris.
Good luck today to Ron Brock and Redondo. Stand by for the 57th running of the Alberta Derby. Coming up next.
Of the Alberta Derby, the odds are all set now pretty well for the top 3, and we'll look at those, and you can see, Dan, that nothing's changed too much in the last few moments.
Well, Ernie, the fans bet their mind with their money. Co-favorites right now. Number 1, Steady Power, is at $450, just about 6 to 5. Now here's the surprise. Order of Excellence almost 7 to 1 at $15.30, and Irish Bear almost the co-favorite with Steady Power. And Jim Bannon back at Woodbine, I don't know how fast you can wire money, but doesn't $15.30 look pretty good to you on Order of Excellence?
I'm drooling already here, Dan. A horse player's delight to get a price such as that. Now here at Woodbine, it's just a little bit different. Even money on Steady Power, now down to 3 to 5. There's not too much difference here between the 2 and the 3 horse. That's Order of Excellence. We find him at 3 to 1 and 5 to 2 on Irish Bear. Interesting, the fans in Toronto are very well aware of how the Toronto horses run on bull rings. How's it look from there, Dan?
Well, Jim, I think Order of Excellence is a horse that, with his record, it's just unbelievable to me that he could be 7 to 1. Ernie, we're not in a position to bet, but that's a pretty good-looking item to me.
I would bet on that pretty well anytime, but it seems to be that we have a difference of opinion everywhere. We set things here, we set things in Toronto. There's always a difference of opinion. Irish Bear is the kind of horse, I think, that can win here. Everyone really looks at what he did in Edmonton and how he really, some say he just blew the race. And This is redemption time, the time for the horse to really show what he can do. And many people are betting the horse for that reason.
Well, the horse looks good. He's on his toes. He's slightly lathered up as if he perhaps is a little bit nervous and excited, but he is under control with jockey Chad Hoverson. And a bit of controversy after the race in Edmonton. And earlier, Chris Cuthbert did have a chance to speak with jockey Chad Hoverson.
Chad, the early speed hurt you in the Canadian Derby. Does your strategy change today?
Yes, a little bit. I expect a little less speed. I expect my horse to be more relaxed today. He was a little fresh, and he's had a chance to go over this track, which he didn't to the other track in Edmonton, and I expect the horse to be more relaxed and more manageable today.
Irish Bear, the horse that many people are looking at, is saying this horse is going to do something today. Steady Power, favored by many. Order of Excellence getting some action. It's that three-horse race that everyone wants to see, but Dan, I don't know. Let's go up now to Joe Carberry.
All right, thank you, fellows. We have 3 to go. Soleration is now going into the starting gate. There's Canadian Award going in now. Now Abarou and Renato. Down there is Abarou moving in, no problem. And now Renato, the outside post position. They're up the post. In there. They're off, and it's Abarou on the early lead out of the chute. Abarou leading the pack by 1.5. Irish Bear is in second, and Steady Power is third by 1/2 along the rail. Then a length and a half back to Soleration goes then fourth. Order of Excellence is fifth by 1/2 along the rail. Canadian Award and Renato in that order. It's Abarou on the lead, and Irish Bear driving up on the outside is second now by 1/2. Then there's a 3-length gap, and you're back to Steady Power. Another 5-length gap, and it's Soleration. Then Order of Excellence, Canadian Award, and Renato by the grandstand. That's Abarou on the lead by 1. Irish Bear is in second. Steady Power is third by another 2. A gap of 5 to Soleration, who's in 4. Canadian Award is in 5th by another 6. Order of Excellence and Renato is now moving. Through the clubhouse turn we go. It is still Abarou on the lead by 1. They've got a 1/2 mile to go down the back stretch. Abarou by 1.5. Irish Bear was in second, and Steady Power a close third with range on the leader. Then there's a gap of 5. Soleration is fourth. A gap of another 4 to Canadian Award, Order of Excellence, and Renato. Irish Bear has now made a move, and Steady Power moves with Irish Bear as the 2 favorites go to challenge at the quarter pole. It's Steady Power on the outside now by a neck. Irish Bear is second. Abarou falls back third. The rest of the field are trailing. The 2 favorites at the head of the lane, an 1/8 of a mile to cut. It's Steady Power improving on the outside. It's Steady Power by 1.5, extending it out now. Steady Power by 3. Steady Power by 5. Steady Power, Irish Bear, and Order of Excellence under the wire. So there you have it, fellows. Steady Power again proving to be much the best of the field. Irish Bear making a move with him at the quarter pole, but didn't have it down the stretch. And then Order of Excellence.
Thank you, Joe. Well, the bettors were correct. They picked the